And hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 the Aegyrian Adventurers Guild in Dragon of Icespire Peak. I'm your DM, Brad, joined today by all of my players. I don't know why I'm doing an evil laughter, but we'll roll with it. So, before we get things kicked off with this obvious scene that's going on here beneath the camera here, I believe that last time nobody wanted to step up to the plate and do the
No,
do the
I'm
Pretty sure
someone
Wolf's a stone
volunteered.
bard.
So
My character
So-
wasn't there. He can't do the recap.
Drake, I believe Drake got bullied into doing it by me. So
No, I did not
What?
know
No,
that.
wasn't it
I was-
James?
was it
Yeah.
James? It might have been James.
Yeah.
It was James.
Dog,
I
You
was
just
good, I
had
think.
you just had to go rat me out, guys, didn't you? Bullshit.
No,
Listen.
you see this GM here. He was trying to trick you out of initiative something.
See, you guys
And
want me to do
recovered it
the
for you.
you guys want me to do the recap. I can't even remember who was supposed to do the recap.
Fine, I'll do that.
No, what's that thing called? Inspiration. There you go.
Yep.
Yep, that's the one.
Alright, I'll do the recap.
I remember that Gordon died, and that's that.
Yes, a lot more happened than that, but so
That was
Really?
the important part.
last session on D&D. So we came in after having killed some of the ochre jellies in the main room of the dungeon that we were in. There were still some other side avenues that we had to explore though fully to fully make sure that the area was empty of monsters. So Friedrich decided to bravely make his way down a corridor to see whether there was anything there. He was going down with Gordon and with Nona for a little bit. However, it appeared that they came up across what appeared to be a part of the corridor that was collapsed in. You could only squeeze through if you tried to shuffle your way in.
Oh, I remember now.
Gordon-
You got stuck.
Yeah, Gordon, in his cowardice, decided to make his way out and around, running away. And then Friedrich, in his bravery, decided to squeeze his way through to see what was on the other side. And that was when the monster, the ochre jelly, attacked. It missed every strike on Friedrich, while Nona rained arrows onto it. And apparently, Gordon had managed to open the door on the other side and was there as well. After Friedrich
Doing what?
had made his way out unscathed, the creature didn't land a single blow. Friedrich then made his way out, and I think at that point we decided the place was clear of any more of these ochre jellies. So, made our way over to the dwarves, told them that we had finished the job, and they rewarded us with the Stones of Sending, of which Friedrich has one and Nona has the other. As we made our way to leave, that was when I believe Brad described it like, the clouds came over and there was some strikes of lightning as this tear in the veil of reality appeared, and these orcs, these void sent apparently, made their way out, beings from another plane. They attacked us, or went to attack us. We managed to all run away except for Gordon, who was a bit slow in reactions. The orcs surrounded him and cut him down in a slew of swings. There was barely anything left of him. Luckily, though, he had bought us enough time that we were able to make our way
Well,
up.
there was enough
and kill the
gold
remaining
and useful items left.
Yep, after we managed to kill all the voids, and Friedrich in his grief wailed over his fallen comrade, taking his coins, as you do. And then we decided to camp out at the dwarves' little ruin before making our way back to the Adventurers Guild the next morning. When we got there, we informed the guild of Friedrich's demise and of the void sent. We got our payment out from the mission. The guild themselves expressed concern at the appearance of void sent, especially this far south, as that is rather rare, if not unheard of. And Guild Girl said that she was going to take it up with her superiors. So, after that, we decided to take on the remaining 2 quests. We took them both. The first one to come and retrieve this old lady, convince her to return to town, which we are doing right now. And the other one to go and see some rock gnomes, I believe, and see if they have any inventions that will be able to help us like slay the dragon. And we left off as we were coming to the old lady's, house on the outskirts of town. And as we made our way there, that's when we were met with a manticore, and her apparently being rather calm about the whole situation of her being under attack. That's what happened, Brad.
Yes, indeed. So, as we step back into the action once more, we see basically there is what appears to be this old stone windmill surrounded by an iron fence with this sort of crumbled ruins attached to it that looks as though it was the one-time foundation of a house or something that was attached to the windmill. And we see this large winged monster with this spiky tail currently sort of like slamming at the front door of the windmill with its paw, like splintering in the wooden boards and like trying to like break in. But the doorway itself is actually like much smaller than this creature is. It would be quite difficult for it to squeeze through, but it's just like wildly flailing at this door. And you see, this sort of like a little younger than middle-aged woman who sort of like leans out of the top floor window and just sort of like waves and yells over at you, whom she sees cresting the hilltop, just sort of asking rather nonchalantly to help with her little pest problem. So as she like shouts out, you see like the manticore like slams in the door, like it shatters inward, and it like starts like scrabbling around with its paw, like trying to reach inside and just like swipe at whatever's in there. It does not seem to have noticed your approach as of yet, so you can like get a little bit closer before it notices you, but you're not entirely sure how like perceptive or anything it is, and it's obviously like currently a little bit on a bit of a rampage. So it's up to you.
May I make a suggestion?
Sure.
We will wait here and not disturb the manticore while it's being so busy and having so much. In the meantime, Nona will sneak around the back of the mill and help the lady out the back of the back window, and we can leave the manticore and take the lady.
I mean, I'm all for Nona sneaking closer, but I feel like the manticore would probably notice at some point.
Frederick did offer to fight the manticore in a duel, like a 1v1 situation. So.
Do we need to roll initiative yet or not yet?
We have not rolled anything yet.
Not until like it's not going to like just swing around and attack you. So like as soon as you guys like decide like, oh, we're just gonna charge in or whatever, then we'll roll initiative. But until then, you guys are free to like try to like talk amongst yourself and like maybe come up with a plan of action beforehand.
I mean, we could try to come over here and use these. Are they just piles of rock?
Yeah, so those look as though they are they're like cairns of some sort, like rocks that have been piled up like over like a burial mound of some sort.
They're very tall.
They're about like as tall as they're about as tall as like a dwarf, so you could like crouch behind them to take cover.
Gotcha.
So half a regular human being.
About like 3/4 really. Dwarves are a little bit taller than other short races.
The tallest of the short.
Yeah, they're usually like average like 4'7" or so, or like 4'6".
Yeah, they're still medium-sized creatures.
I guess we could. That's not really. I was gonna say we could try to sneak up that way, like taking cover behind those things, but they are very small.
I could. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you could probably like sneak up to. You could at least probably like sneak up like behind here to take positions. Obviously, like this is pretty like open. There's not really a whole lot of like stuff to hide behind. So if you approach much closer than like this area, it's definitely going to like notice you at some point.
Yeah. I just figured if we go this way, we can at least get to like here before, like, instead of just trying to walk down this giant open expanse.
And how will that help us?
at us close distance with the creature before it notices us and tries to murder us.
I'll also say that this
Yeah.
this hilltop here is a total of 20 feet. Like, you guys are currently at the middle level here. It's a slight incline basically upwards, as evidenced by the topographical lines. This is a total of a 20-foot rise in height. The Manticore is currently down here, so you'd be like 20 feet above it too at that point. Like, you'd have the high ground.
Oh my god, we destroy it with the high ground.
Yeah, we gotta
I'll
have
go
high
up the hill.
ground. Yeah, I'll sneak up there.
Does it have a good sense of smell?
Friedrich is very clean.
I don't know how good its sense of smell is per se.
Mhm.
I better not put out Bardics, because that involves me having to, like, make a noise.
Yeah, so I'm
I
not gonna make you like
suppose
not gonna make you roll.
I
or
could
anything,
come
yeah,
with
if you
you.
guys want to move up there behind the cairns.
Okay.
Okay, how did that improve anything?
Well, now we're
Now we're
considering
close.
we have the high ground.
now.
Nona, kill it with your sneak attack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as I think you are.
I can start the fight with the sneak attack.
Yeah, if you want to roll
70 feet away?
If you want,
I was gonna come up here anyway.
Yeah.
Hide.
Yeah, if you want to roll a stealth check to see if you can surprise the Manticore.
Oh, I'm good at the.
All right.
25.
Manticore. Yep, that is literally cannot beat that. So. You are
You
able
guys
to be
ready?
hidden, and Nona, you can start things off. Basically, you get a free shot at it.
Okay, so you lower yourself into the grass and sliver
Oh.
down the hill and hide behind the fence.
No, I can shoot
and
it.
then. But why did you sneak on it?
I get advantage, right?
Yeah, if you hide, you get an advantage to attack it. So she can get
Oh.
a sneak attack.
Yeah, you'll actually.
Initiative.
You're sort of like surprising it, so you actually will get a free attack before initiative, basically.
16.
A 16 is a hit. Of course. Dealing 8 points of damage. And at that, the Manticore just sort of like shrieks in pain. Suddenly, this arrow like sinks into the back of its like hind leg, and it ceases like just like rummaging around, trying to like squeeze through this front door, and like turns to like look at the direction. And you're like sort of just barely like peeking out from behind this cairn, and it makes this loud sort of like, it's strange. It's like halfway between a lion and a person, like just yelling out this battle cry. It's just unsettling. To the noise that is produced by this creature.
A person with a really bad case of cold, maybe? Who has stepped on a Lego?
Perhaps.
Yeah, that's why the Manticore's mad. It actually has a D4 in its paw, and we need to get it out, and it'll be friendly.
Totally. All right. So, Theron, you
That's
see,
rough.
You see Nona step out and fire this arrow, sinking into the hide of this creature, which then turns around and like roars furiously. And you are the first to act in our true initiative here.
Can I just
Hmm?
decide to stay up here?
Yeah, I mean,
Can
you
I just
could,
decide to stay up here?
you could totally just like, you could either like use your action to dodge, if in case there's any incoming attacks, or you could just like maybe like hang back and like ready some sort of like attack to like throw something or make a melee attack if it comes close. Whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah. Can I get out in front and ready an attack?
Yeah, you could like also move in front a little bit and then ready.
Alright. I guess I will just do that then. I would say that if it gets in range, I will just stab it with my scimitars. And it won't like it, but that's okay.
All right.
It'll be big mad.
Yes. So.
Oh well.
Then Nona, you are up. The creature obviously like sees you now. You have revealed yourself from being hidden, having fired the arrow, and it's now aware of your location.
Shoot it again.
All right. This time it will just be a normal shot. A 12 as your arrow flies towards it. Its leathery wings sort of like beats wildly, and the wind pressure of its like wing beats sends the arrow off course and it scatters.
That's cheating. Now I'll run back here. Bonus action hide.
All right, go ahead and make a stealth check. You have moved to a new hiding spot, so you are free to do so. Oh yeah.
Oh!
Whoa.
You just disappear. You're
Have
completely...
you buried yourself in the ground
completely...
while doing so?
You become one with the cairn. You're just in the stones.
Inside the rocks, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you have
Your
been bitten
existence
by
has
the
to
jellies.
temporarily be-
Nona, have you been bitten by the jellies and you can now squeeze yourself like them into the rock?
Radioactive jellies, yeah.
Just Homer Simpson into the stones. Oh, Friedrich.
Yep. So I suppose I will. I'll give a bardic inspiration to Farron. So you get a bardic inspiration, Farron, and I will ready a vicious mockery for when the creature comes within range, and that would be 60 feet.
All right. Asha. Sort of in the back there.
How far is it? Okay, how quick is this thing?
Don't know.
Yeah, you're not entirely sure.
How quick is this theoretically?
You had one person with you that would have knowledge of such things, and unfortunately.
Yes, but we fed him to the works. So how far is this thingy?
It's
I can't shoot it
110.
because-
Yeah, it's 110 feet away. So.
Okay,
Pretty
how
far.
come Nona managed to shoot it without any
Because I was
penalty?
80 feet away, and short bows have a range of 80 feet.
Yeah, she's using a bow, which is meant for shooting over distances.
Shot it from here.
Whereas you're like
Okay, the
throwing
darts
little
have
darts.
yes, which have a range of 60, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, at most you'd be throwing a disadvantage at that point, but. And
If I want
your
disadvantage, I
I
can
can't-
shoot from 320.
your base movement is 40 feet, so you can move 40 feet just as a movement, and then if you dash, you can move an additional 40.
Why would I want to get in front of it?
To punch it.
you can move 40 feet, like you can move up a little bit closer, and then like probably like ready to throw like one of your shuriken or whatever at it when it gets like within range, as it's most likely going to. Or you could just go like guns blazing and spend a key point and like super dash and just get right up on it.
Yes, thank you.
That
I
is
have
an
not now.
option.
It is a suicidal option, which I have not reached this point yet.
Maybe just move in, ready, and attack is probably your best option.
I will just ready an attack and not move. I'm perfectly fine behind this pile of rocks.
I see your self-preservation instincts are strong.
Well,
Extremely strong. I
They're
would-
a little bit heightened after a recent events.
Yes, so I have just readied my sharp projectile for when it gets in range, and I will throw it.
Do you want that to be within just like range or within like actual like short range? Because I think the short range is what, 20 feet?
Within
Yeah.
Yeah, so
26.
20.
it's pretty unlikely that it's going to get within 20, so yeah, you're probably ready to just throw when it gets within 60. 'Cause that'll be like here.
60 is over here.
Yeah.
No.
I suppose.
Yeah, you'll be throwing a disadvantage, but there's a very low chance that it's fast enough to get within 20 feet of you.
Yeah, it probably won't do that at all.
Yes, at a disadvantage, since I have to do at least some.
All right. Sug.
I think that I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on Theron, because Theron seems to kind of be a little bit out in the open, ready in to try to stab this thing. So I'll give you Shield of Faith, and then crouch behind the rocks and ready Toll the Dead when it gets within 60 feet.
All right. So this creature, it's going to take its turn. Again, it like roars in this sort of like unsettling style, and you see its leathery, dragon-like wings beating wildly as it takes off into the air and begins to fly. It flies up, so sort of at an angle to get up, kind of level with you guys, and forward, and travels 8.
So now it has the higher ground advantage?
It's sort of like kind of just above the ground, so it's actually technically level with you as it's like coming up to you, because it's basically like just above the 30 feet, but below the 40 foot. Like it's flying towards you. So
Vicious mockery.
Everybody's actions that have ready to throw, it is within range, so you may do so.
Oh yeah, 1 damage if it fails anyway.
Yeah, and then 10 damage if it fails mine.
All right, and Sarah, you
I
can go
should
ahead and make
press-
your dark attack. Yes, it is at disadvantage.
Yes.
But
it
it
doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. 25 and 25. 5 points of piercing damage. That's just absurd. 2 19s. All right, and then a wisdom on vicious mockery. It is hidden for some reason, but that is a 15. So I believe that is
Boo.
a success. And then I will switch this to Never Whisper, and then I will roll another wisdom. Yes. Which it fails.
Takes 10 necrotic damage.
Necrotic damage. Ouch. Alright, and then the creature, that is its movement, so it is now going to attack. It has... You see, as it's flying, it begins to sort of turn, and its tail, like, whips back, and you see these barbs, like these long spines growing on its tail. They begin to sort of shift, and as it swings its tail out, 3 of these spines go launching out like projectiles from the tail. There will just be
Incoming!
the 3 closest targets. Can't see Nona, so that would be Theron, Sug, and Friedrich are each getting 1 attack each. You all, because of the rock formations that you're crouching behind, you all have a +2 bonus to your armor class from cover.
Mm-hmm. Theron's got another 2 from Shield of Faith, so basically 4 to whatever your normal AC is.
Alright, so we will go against Theron first. Tail Spike. That is a miss. Sug. Rolling another really good 2 there.
Here comes the crit.
And then Friedrich. There we go.
Oh no, that hits me.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you didn't crouch far enough behind the boulders.
Yep, unfortunately. Gets you up between the rocks. For 11 points of maximum piercing damage. Just this
Ouch.
massive, like, barb just
Ouch.
through your shoulder. Just, like, immense pain as you're, like, looking out trying to, like, mock this thing. It's just, like, not having any of that.
Are you okay?
It's not poisonous, is
You're
it?
fine, walk it off.
Yeah.
Alright. Theron, this thing has gotten closer. I will say that it is flying, but it's not far enough. Like, you could reach it from the ground. Like, it still hasn't taken off enough that you would not be able to reach it.
If you jump.
How do you do the arrow thing, by the way?
There's a tool on the left-hand side. There's, like, a little thing.
For the
kinda
range.
looks like, yeah, it looks like a...
The
like a
4th
ruler.
one.
Yeah, it's like a ruler
It's
with
like a ruler
circle.
with a circle
From top
around
to
it.
bottom.
Someone turned their power symbol slightly to the right, you know?
Yeah. And then you just click and drag.
Yeah, you just click at the start point and then dragging it. Like, it snaps to the middle of squares.
Oh, there we go.
Mhm.
Found it.
And if you right click somewhere while you're doing it, it'll like stop at that point and like.
Yeah, and then you can do all sorts of...
Okay, stop.
Okay, well, we did it. We
Are
found
you running around being panicky?
And you can do
Yes.
something like this.
Obviously.
Demonstrate
Because I
true.
actually have that much movement.
the flyby
Yeah, it's true.
attack that's going on.
So this is probably going to be an extremely bad idea.
Do
it
it
already
anyway.
sounds good.
But I'm still going to. So I'm
Plus
just gonna
2
go
AC, what's the
ahead
worst that can happen?
and go over, like, here-ish?
Can you
I go
take-
there, or do I stay over here? Like, can she just jump down? Can we do
Yeah.
that?
It's not like a
It's
a
an
ledge.
incline,
It's
it's
an
not
incline.
terrace.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true. Let me see where
But
we stay with her.
if you take a running start, you could probably barrel into it and do some damage while striking it with your
Arisen.
shoulder.
I don't
I
think
mean,
she has
that would
enough
be
feet.
nice.
Jump on the creature's back, Arisen.
Oh, that's
I
excellent.
was.
Ow.
You
Oh.
like rolling ones.
Apparently.
Right. But your first hit is a success. You managed to like clip the bottom of the creature's hind legs, but the other it sort of like darts out of the way quickly.
Ow.
While you're standing there, check if it has any spikes in its paws, and that's what causing it to be indisposed.
Oh, it has spikes in its tail.
Yes, I definitely want to take the time to look at all of these spikes while I'm standing right in front of
There
this
you
thing. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that, you know?
Yes.
Got several teeth.
It's
That is
Doesn't he
too
just
many
look
teeth.
cute? Look at how cute he is.
I want it as a pet.
I know, right?
imagine how many chew toys it will need.
Oh my god. So
It would
many.
be great for repelling burglars.
Yes, but what if it's sick on the carpet?
Is that everything?
Yeah.
Theron. You do have
Huh?
I believe at level 2, right? You're a fighter, so if you wanted to, you could use your special fighter ability and make another attack.
Yeah.
You can action surge.
Sure.
You only get one attack though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, you get back on short rest. Might as well do it.
It's
I mean, we
free
usually end up
real
doing that
estate.
anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So, do I just, like,
Always good.
roll the
Just roll
usual
another-
thing?
Yeah, roll
Yeah, just make
one
another
attack.
scimitar attack.
Yeah,
This
okay.
one. A 16. That's another hit. Another 4 points of
Yay.
damage. And you can mark
Death
off
by
your
1,000 cut.
mark off your.
By
I
the
was
way-
just so, like, intimidated by its spikes that I just had to hit it one more time. Logic.
Yes.
How much have we hurt it so far?
Not much.
Not enough.
A little.
We-
Obviously not enough, but I like to keep track.
We have dealt 31 points of damage to it.
My
A
turn then.
5. And a
yes.
10, it's a
That
15.
is everything for Theron. Then it is known as Theron.
Let's shoot it.
Yep, you are super hidden, so you have advantage.
What is up with those 25s?
That's a little.
Hush.
13.
I'm not
happened?
complaining,
Or the
but like,
local-
damn.
That's good damage.
That is pretty good damage.
Mhm. I will bonus action dash. I think.
You don't move back to this other rock you were behind before and a little bit closer.
Why move closer if she has such a wonderful short bow?
That's
Kinda.
it.
Okay. Friedrich.
Yes.
Jeez.
I mock it viciously.
But faintly.
You actually think of some insults? Go ahead.
Call it a nerd.
You're a nerd.
You just got hit by one of the tail spikes. What do you say?
What a nerd attack.
Is that the best you can do?
Bonus action suck. You have a bardic.
I thought you did that last turn.
No, I gave Farron the bardic
Yeah,
last
Farron.
time.
Oh, Roger. Okay, I have a bardic now.
Have a bardic.
Paul.
Alright.
An entire bardic.
One whole bardic.
I fall prone, Brad.
Solid strat.
Solid, yeah.
It flies over and makes melee attacks on you.
Flies over and makes a melee attack. seeing your weakness.
You call it a nerd, it's like, fuck this guy.
So if you wanted to get in melee range, you step in the wind.
Okay, I should probably go in there because I'm not doing much of anything from behind this rock.
You can at least get into if you don't want to use key. I mean, I guess this is the time to use key. Yeah, this is the time.
It also does come back on a short rest.
I don't remember what it does. I mean, if I use a key action, it could give me
So there's
unarmed strikes.
Yeah, so there's three things you can spend it on. You can either use a key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action. You can use a key point to take the dash or disengage action as a bonus action, which also doubles your jumping distance as like a little extra rider effect. Or you can spend a key point when you land an attack to make an extra unarmed strike with your bonus action. You know how you can always make one? You can do what's called Flurry of Blows by spending a key point and do 2 instead. But in this case, if you wanted to get in melee with the creature and actually make an attack this turn with your weapon, you would have to use the bonus action and spend the key point to dash, and then you wouldn't get the bonus attacks.
Yeah.
Or you
What
can
do
just
you mean
move
I'm
up
not
and
in range?
you can move up and it is 55 feet away,
Oh,
and your movement.
30 is the regular movement.
Yeah, yours
range,
is
right?
You have
yours
40
is 40
because you're a
yeah.
monk.
You fast.
You are a fast monk that has 40 foot, but even still, that is not enough.
Okay,
You
I
can get within
apologize. I
like
sort of
shuriken
read it but
range.
forgot. I suppose I could hide behind this rock and throw a thing at it. Would that work?
Which one? That you can't get quite behind that
You
one.
can't quite get behind it, but
You could get behind Sug's rock, but you wouldn't be within 20 feet. You'd have to move like your maximum 40 to get into short range for your dart.
I will go, okay, over here. Move. No, the wrong tool. Get your arrows. Is that right? Over here?
One more.
Or
yeah,
somewhere.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And,
And
throw
then
your dart.
I will throw a dart without it.
All right, a 16 and
Ah.
another 8.
Oh, you did hit?
Yep.
But wait, what's the double number? 16 and 18?
So the
you have
second would be if you had advantage or disadvantage, you would either take the higher or take the lower in that case. That's why it automatically rolls 2. But in general, you take the one on the left. That's like the first roll, and then if there's some other modifier to it, you would either take the higher or lower of the 2, depending on.
Okay, I see. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, to dart so far, I need to
Yes.
update my.
Remember how many?
I'm
darts?
down to 7.
Sug.
Sug's gonna run out from behind the rock, and just for effect, he is gonna jump at this thing. Because like it's the slight incline. He's like leaping down on it with his great axe.
Of course.
Go ahead and roll.
You have a great axe?
Yeah. I will go
Bardic.
ahead and I'm not using the Bardic actually. I'm gonna use my guided strike to make that an 18.
All right.
My channel divinity.
Channel Divinity Guided Strike.
But
Is there-
did this hit land with an 8?
It
By-
makes it adds 10 to it.
Yeah, by
my
calling
channel
upon the
divinity.
power of his god, he can guide his blow and add an additional 10 to the roll and make sure that it hits.
Hmm.
So
Cool.
the 12
Does,
damage.
Does Sug say or like shout anything in particular when he's like calling upon this power?
He just says something like along the lines of like, by the power of Saint Thordan. You know.
Away with thee. No, sickness must be purged. This is what you're supposed
Oh,
to
no.
say.
Oh no.
There you go.
Say it.
That's
Make it
all.
your
That sounds like
catchphrase.
I hate it.
Is he still kicking, Brad?
He is, yeah, he's still up, but that is a pretty like heavy blow. Like it like chops in, and you can see like his it actually almost it like cuts into one of the wings, and now it's like kind of like awkwardly like beating this wing like in pain, obviously. It's having quite the effect on its current mobility in the legs.
So Sokka,
Yes.
I have a request.
It's
Can we have some dramatic,
I'm not done yet, by the way, Brad.
not done yet.
dramatic, like, woman in the mill sentences as to what she's thinking of the battle so far?
She's
Yeah,
cheering
we're
for
getting
us,
heckled.
All for
obviously.
dramatic effect.
She's cheering. or
She's
we getting
hanging
back on?
half out of the window, and maybe throwing things at the manticore while we are fighting it.
waving her handkerchief like, "Oh, save me!"
Yes, or maybe she has a banner or some pom-poms.
Why the last one?
So yeah, he's using his War Priest ability to attack it as a bonus action.
All right, go for it.
Oh boy, poggers,
Rip.
poggers.
Oh,
Every time I use my bardic inspiration now. That's
yeah, totally on the
Nope.
hit that always misses.
Then they
Nope.
always misses. It's the time.
Your petition to the god comes at a cost.
All right, so the manticore, pretty heavily wounded at this point in time, actually sort of just like, kind of like drops to the ground, just sort of like lands there. Its wing pretty like heavily like damaged, like kind of like hanging limp almost. You can see like now in its eyes, Theron and Sug, you can see this sort of fight or flight response that is like kicked into it, and it just begins to just sort of like yell basically in pain as it is just fighting for its life, choosing to stand its ground, and is going to attack. It is going to start by attacking Sug,
Hello.
who
Chew.
who landed that pretty hefty blow with his axe. So it will try to it will make an attempt at biting you. I believe this one, yes, this one first one has disadvantage
Right, because of Friedrich.
because of the vicious mockery. So that will miss. Then it is going to
It's been called a nerd.
It is going to swipe at you with its claws. It's sort of like 4 claws. 17,
That's just a hit.
Oh,
dealing 5 points of slashing damage. And then seeing that you are still up, it is going to swipe with its last claw attack. For 16.
Hits.
And another 4.
Doesn't care about
points of
Farron at
slashing
all.
That's fine by me.
damage.
Fine by me.
Sug is the bigger threat in its eyes with this big axe that hurt a lot. And then Theron, you are up. This creature is like pretty it's looking pretty beat up. It is your go.
That's what he gets for attacking us.
You have a bardic for your second one if you need it.
What dice was that, by the way? Like,
D6.
D6.
It's an extra d6, yeah.
Like a
You might as well use it because it'll go away.
a regular D6.
I
Just a
really don't
normal
remember
D6.
how to type this. Think it was
Slash
like this?
R.
No, you got it.
Hey.
Yeah, that will actually make the second one a hit as well.
Nice.
Nice.
So, Fiora, as Theron goes at it with his 2 scimitar swings, would you like to describe how Theron finishes this creature off, or shall I?
I feel like you would be better at describing it, so go ahead.
Can we convince him to go away and save itself?
Oh no, it's dead now.
It's dead. It's dead. There's no convincing at this point. All right, yeah. So
it can't be our pet
No.
anymore. It can't guard our supply.
I mean, technically, Theron can
Plays at night
decide
from all the
to not
burglars
do
and the
damage,
orcs.
right?
I guess you could decide to knock it out. I guess.
Technically, Theron could decide to knock it unconscious with melee attack.
No one died this time.
Yeah, so Theron, you see this creature like pretty wounded. It's like limping, and it starts to like move back, like as it's attacking, like rearing up to attack Sug. You quickly dart in there with your scimitar, drawing it across its underbelly. There's like a flash of blood. It rears back in pain, and then you reel around with the other scimitar, stabbing into where you expect its heart would be in this like leonine body. And with a final like shrieking cry, it sort of like quivers and just like falls limp, and its body like rolls down the hill like until it slams into the fence down below.
Poor thing. He could have been our friend.
Since we can't
doubt it.
convince it to have been a friend or run away, does it have anything useful in terms of fur, teeth?
Well,
It's got a few
internal
arrows sticking out
organs.
of it.
it's
Oh yes, I have to do. Did I do that properly? Does it mean I get my 2 darts back?
yeah, that is correct. So you get your 2 darts back.
Okay, I'm back to 9.
And then Nona recovers all of the arrows. All right. Yeah. So, looking at this creature, like with many other creatures, this one, like other ones that you've fought before, does not seem to have just sort of like disappeared upon like being defeated. It seems like this was like a flesh and blood creature as opposed to some sort of like summoned monstrosity. Although it does not appear natural in any respects. Looking at it, it does have this sort of like leonine body that you could perhaps like harvest the skin from. Like if you had like a knife, you could try to like skin it. It might be valuable.
I have a lot of daggers.
Yeah.
It's true, although a dagger isn't exactly like a skinning knife, but it serves the purpose enough. Yeah, so if anybody wanted to attempt to like skin the creature and like collect the hide or anything like that to maybe try to get some value out of later, you can attempt a survival check to do so.
Does anyone want to give some help action to do it, or?
Buck has a bardic.
Yeah, but that's too.
Survival out of wisdom?
Yes, it is
I'll
a
help.
wisdom survival check.
I don't
All
have a good
right, we
try.
live.
I have knives. I'll help.
I have knives. Friedrich, that giant fucking needle is like still sticking out of your shoulder, by the way.
Oh man, I forgot this was here. It really hurts, dude.
Do you?
Here, I'll help pull it out.
Oh,
Please
thanks.
try not to pull Friedrich apart in the process.
Might as well.
Yeah, good. Pull it out so we can bleed to death.
One stone bard less, right?
This is where you learn that the spikes actually have like little barbs on the end, and as you yank it out, it just tears the wound open even worse. No, yeah, you can remove it carefully and just sort of toss it to the side. Yeah, and Asha, as you are combing over this creature with your very deft hands, you kind of get in there, shearing off the hide, and you manage to sort of fully collect the hide of this creature. It takes a while. It probably takes like 10-15 minutes to like fully sort of like skin this creature and make sure it's not like damaged. Like you get it all in one piece, and then you roll it up and you have this manticore's hide. It's pretty heavy. It probably weighs like I don't know, like 40 pounds total, but it could perhaps have like some sort of like value to somebody who would make it into like a rug or something or a coat.
Manticore rugs go for a lot, don't you know?
They are dangerous and rare creatures, so.
Did we just kill an endangered creature? Oh no.
No, we killed a simply dangerous creature. It doesn't say it's endangered.
Me, to
Maybe
be
because
fair,
it's
it
not
did attack us first.
No, it didn't.
Doesn't matter. He was attacking someone else's house. They were
There
destroying
you go.
property. We were just dishing out justice.
Uh-huh.
Vandalism
guys
is
talk to
not okay.
It turns out that woman attacked it first, and it was just trying to defend itself.
Yeah, so as you're finishing this process up, you see stepping out of the windmill, this sort of like again sort of this like slightly younger than middle-aged woman. Her hair is like just graying, and she sort of says, "Oh, my heroes, I don't know what I would have done if I had to wait out that creature's tantrum. I wouldn't have been able to gather new reagents for days, likely."
How long has it been here?
And she says, "Oh, not too long. It's been harassing the region ever since that dragon arrived, but this is the first time it's made a concerted effort to attempt to raid this location. I suspect that it was somewhat hungry as it was driven out of its previous hunting grounds."
Did you try inviting it in for tea?
Do you see the thing? It is not exactly amicable to talks.
Thought.
Oh well, you should have tried throwing cupcakes at it. But no matter, it's dead now.
Yes, indeed, and here you are, I see, deft hands already having claimed the pelt as your reward. It says, again, I thank you. I don't know what brought you here, but it was certainly a serendipitous encounter.
Actually, we're here to offer you a walk to the town. As you see, it's not very safe in here anymore.
Especially with a dragon on the loose and all.
Yeah, we're part of the Adventurers Guild, and we have been sent to escort you, so you arrive in town safely.
Yeah, so she sort of like groans. She sort of says, Harbin Wester must have put you up to this, hasn't he? I tried to tell him that I am perfectly fine out here on my own. There is not many creatures that could bash their way inside of a solid stone windmill. I know how to look after myself.
Except you just met one.
It broke the door, but it hardly damaged the structure. Like I
I
said,
bet a dragon could get in.
she sort of like shrugs and says, I bet a dragon could ravage the entire town as well. I'm as safe here as I am there.
Oh god.
And she says,
might
Can we
be
maybe
wor-
convince you to come with us and tell the mayor that, you know, our payment depends on it? If it's not too much trouble.
and she sort of shakes her head and says, I must politely decline the mayor's request that I return to the town. However, I could draft up a letter elaborating for him again as to why I will not be returning to town and that I am perfectly safe here, especially now that you've slain this creature. Says, and of course, I will also provide a little bit of an additional reward for you by way of convincing you to, well, give this message to Harbin Wester and tell him that I am to remain here.
I think it might be worth considering that more creatures worse than this, and I gesture to the now skinned and dead manticore body, might also make their way in this direction. You might not get so lucky next time.
She sort of like just like shrugs and says, if that is what the fates would have for me, then it is as it is. But I have lived here many years, and this is the first I have seen a creature so ferocious. And like I said, I believe it was driven here by the dragon's presence. Says, now that it is gone, I feel the danger has passed.
Who has the quest card for this?
I don't know.
I think it's hanging somewhere in the corner.
I don't think anybody actually had picked up the card, but here it is.
Can we have it a little bit enlarged, please?
Hmm?
I can't read a thing.
Well, it just says to urge her to return, which we did. And she says she's safe, so
Yes, and she can prove that we urge her. I mean,
Yeah,
she can
that
give
should
us
be fine.
proof.
quest complete as far as I'm concerned.
I think Friedrich would maybe try a little bit more. I think he'll like well, you don't need to think of it as like a permanent relocation. More like a temporary one until the danger subsides. I mean, there must be a good reason why he thinks that you need to go back, at least for now, until the danger's passed.
I said, of course there's reason. The man is a fool and a paranoid one at that. And he says, I quite imagine he's probably locked himself in his house and refuses to leave for fear of the dragon swooping down and killing us all.
That sounds pretty
Well-
accurate.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. You got us there.
And she sort of smiles and says, I appreciate your concern for my safety, but I will be just fine here. And besides, I won't be able to collect reagents for my potion brewing if I am stuck in the town.
Alright. Well, in that letter, could you just emphasize that we urged you strongly to come back?
Oh yeah, I will make sure to highlight the fact that you urged quite strongly.
Alright.
And
Hello.
that extra... Okay, and that extra something you mentioned?
And she sort of smiles and says, yes, I, in addition to being the town's midwife when necessary, am something of a practicing apothecary. And she says, I brew potions here and there, and offer them to sale for passing adventurers. And I have one such potion available now. And she sort of reaches into like a bag that she has on her side, and pulls out what appears to be a sort of single, bright, vibrant red healing potion. She says,
All right, I've seen those potions. If you take them with like a large drink, you get a hell of a trip.
well, I must insist as
Thanks,
a
Freddy. That's the information we needed.
as an expert that you do not do any of those sorts of things. It can lead to long-term damage of your liver and mental faculties. But you know, sometimes you just have to live for the moment, I suppose.
You're all right.
It says, I can provide this one free of charge, and if you should like to purchase any more, you may always return here and do business. Now that the Manticore is gone, I am sure that things will be much more peaceful around here.
Radical.
Side question out of the dialogue. Did it say what her name is? I
On
mean
the
quest
card,
card.
isn't it? Yeah.
I don't think we asked.
Adabra
Adabra.
Gwyn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then, stay safe. Adabra, we will be on our way.
Don't forget the letter. Gotta wait for that.
So I was gonna suggest that while she writes the letter, like, that we just kind of hang out and maybe eat some food here, take a short rest.
Definitely, and maybe
try and hold
Kill
catch.
some manticore meat.
I don't think manticore is good for eating.
What is
Probably
this like
not.
ruined structure outside the windmill as well?
Yeah, so it looks
It
like
used to be a house.
yeah, one point in time there was like a house there that like crumbled to ruin, but the windmill like had survived.
Okay.
Interesting.
Alright, short rest. Song of rest, everyone. Congratulations.
Beginning at second level, you can use soothing music or oration to help revitalize your wounded allies during a short rest.
Hooray.
Ah, yes,
didn't
the
need
extra
the-
5 that would have when you already were at max.
And exactly. I really needed it. Thank you for
And
your
then
song of
Diora, you
rest.
get your actions back.
Yep, I get my channel divinity back.
Nope.
Back up to max HP.
Imagine taking.
Imagine.
Imagine dragons.
That's a manticore. Okay, that's Brad. Come on. It's a man.
Alright, yeah. So, with that, you sit down for a short rest, and yeah, Adebra produces the letter. It is quite lengthy, and kind of like bound in a sort of like a ribbon, basically like bound and tied with a ribbon with like her seal on it or whatever. And she hands it to you with a smile, and also hands over the health potion to whoever wants to add that onto their sheet. Make sure somebody does.
Am I the
I
only
think
one?
Maren should take.
Am I the only one without one? Because
Oh yeah, you should take.
okay, I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah, I still have the one I started with, and
Yeah, I still have one.
Gordon's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pretty sure I still have it too.
Oh yeah, we didn't use it.
We have not used
no one got
potions.
hurt. No one took damage. I don't think, in the...
I did. I had 2 health left.
I almost died.
No. I mean, but I was trying to say, like, before we ran to the orcs at that first session, like all the
Oh, yeah,
people
no.
fought, no one got
Oh,
hit,
yeah.
and then the orcs decided to kill us all.
Yeah.
So, with that, technically, normally you would probably have to return to town, but in this case, since you're taking a rest now, I think that it's a good time to go ahead and level up to 3rd level.
Hell yes! I get to pick my specialty!
Me too.
I don't know what
people
my
do.
specialty is.
Well, now is the time to look through them and figure it out what you want to be.
I have read them, but the only somewhat useful one was the continuation of the unarmed
You mean
combat
the
style.
Oh,
The open
God, oh, wait,
hand.
the open hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think of the name of it. I mean,
I
all of them are
need-
kind of.
Elise, what's that site you linked the monk? You
What?
have provided a. You have previously provided a link with the description of the monk, like
Oh,
a sort of wiki.
yeah. Let me pull that up.
I get expertise now, poggers.
Oh. You just click on classes and scroll down.
Yes, this one.
It's doubled. Okay.
What the fuck is call a Roggenwolf?
Oh, it's some weird fucking thing from Kobold Press. I don't even know what it does. That's not a real spell.
Okay. I was like, you can take this. I'm like, what the hell is this?
I have no idea, dude.
Okay.
Probably does what it says on the tin, but I have no idea what a Rockin' Wolf is.
Oh, the way of the astral self, it looked like it read at least. Like it does the most thing. Are we going to reach higher levels in this adventure?
Probably.
Yeah, we get to at least 5, I believe.
Second level spells. Here we go. Anyone have any wish lists of spells they wish I had?
I mean, I've not really seen you cast very many first level spells, so I'm just excited to see you cast spells.
I cast Thunder Wave.
Yeah,
Well,
but you
Vicious
didn't see that
Mockery.
because he was dead.
I was dead.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
was
true.
down.
I mean, that's not my fault though. I mean, it kind of
Imagine
is,
if-
but like not really.
Imagine if you'd readied an action to cast Thunderwave at the orcs when they ran at us, and then they all got knocked away and couldn't attack. Crazy.
I mean, it only. I mean, I still have to deal with the other ones coming up and hitting me first.
What is this thing?
Oh, I think I need to take Skywrite. Very useful spell, that one.
Skywrite?
Totally,
Yeah, that's a good
100%.
one.
Really good.
Please take Skywrite. Yeah.
Never know when you might need to just, draw something.
Should
from
I
the
make
sky.
my monk be able to heal? I don't think we.
It's up to you. So, I mean, what do you think your character would like to do?
Yeah, what makes most sense for your character?
Or
Okay,
do you
I'm
think
not
you-
taking
or
Drunken
just, like,
Mastery.
what- Yeah, Drunken Master's not that great.
4 elements.
You said you were kind of like you were a bit of a street rat, right? So like
Yep.
the Shadow Monk might be like a good. That's very like stealthy, like roguish sort of monk. That could be like a good kind of like tie into that.
Shadow
Lean into
Monk's
that
cool.
side.
Well, but it makes. I've read this one, but it makes the monk a caster because it says once starting when you can make your key to duplicate the effect of certain spells. As an action, you can spend key points to cast darkness, dark vision, pass without
Yeah.
trace or silence. They don't sound
it-
terribly useful.
It's only those 4. Darkness is really good if you use it. So is silence.
Pass Without Trace is like a party-wide, like huge stealth.
It's
spell.
Yeah,
Pretty
Pass Without
broken.
Trace will help us all stealth better.
It literally just gives everyone a flat +10 to stealth checks for like an hour. Pretty pog.
And what does
Uh,
minor illusion do?
Mine was just
It's-
a cantrip. It just
Yeah, it's a cantrip. You can just make a little image or sound.
Yeah, you can make an image or a sound.
Appear.
Basically.
Yeah.
Or it's like
So
a,
When you
5
are in
foot.
dim light or darkness, as a bonus action, you can teleport up to 60 feet to unoccupied
that's the
space.
cool ability. Yeah.
Yeah. Until you're out fighting in an open field. Kind of.
And open
Now-
manticore field. Yeah.
do Shadow Monks get like? Do they get dark vision or?
Nope.
Nope.
That's
Sure
why
don't.
usually you put 2 levels in Warlock.
Yeah,
Crown
that
of
is the one thing
Madness.
because you're a human. Like if you're in dim light or darkness, then it's a little bit harder to. Well, dim light doesn't really like hurt too much. It's just perception. But if you're in darkness,
Only
then
1 minute.
you can't see.
And the way of the astral self, when you just make a body out of thin air.
Yeah, I mean it's basically you're just
Yep.
like summoning like psychic fists, basically that like sort of like spectral fists that like float behind you,
hmm
and eventually a whole spectral person.
You
Sort
can
of
punch
like
from farther away.
the Susanoo. Sasuke.
You could always play Sun Soul.
Yeah, he could just be a Dragon Ball
Just be
character.
Dragon Ball, yeah. You can shoot fists
That'll
from
give you.
far away.
Yeah, I would say that'll give you a ranged attack for sure.
Pretty decent.
Only 30 feet though.
Pretty decent range attack.
You can't use your bonus action with that, can you?
Yeah.
If you spend key points, it's
If you
it's
spend-
basically like you flurry of blows with your range.
Ah. But you can't do the normal one.
No. But if you have extra attack, you could do it with extra attack. So like you could just be like level 5.
Okay, the special attack is
Oh
a
my God.
ranged spell attack. Okay, that gives me options. You're proficient with it.
Yep. It's only 30 feet, but it is radiant damage, which is pretty neat. And it scales.
When you
as
take the
well.
attack action on your turn and use the special attack as part of it, you can spend 1 key point to make the special attack twice. As
Yeah,
a
so you do the good old classic key barrage where you like stand there and you just throw your fist forward and go and like just throw like a million key bolts.
Yes, the thing that never works.
The thing that never works 'cause
Random
they just shoot them,
fists
where they
go.
just shoot them everywhere and like it doesn't hit anything.
I made PX1 with this subclass. It was pretty fun. From One Piece. Palkers.
One Piece.
Holding. Mm. The open hand also sounds very interesting.
Yeah, open hand's cool. You can do a lot of.
Open hand is definitely just like I am enhancing the stuff I already do.
I am even more monk.
Super monk.
I forgot about Kensei.
Even
Kensei's
more
pretty
monk?
cool.
Kensei is.
Kensei is weapon monk.
Also, everyone
Kensei?
forgets about everyone forgets about Way of the Long Death.
Oh yeah, that's that's yeah.
It takes a while to get good. I mean, not good, but useful.
What, Way of the Long Death? Or Kensei?
Your study of deaths allows you to extract vitality from other creatures as it nears its demise. When you reduce a creature to within 5 feet of you to 0 hit points, you get temporary hit points.
Basically, whenever you kill something, you get temp HP equal to your wisdom plus your monk level.
Man, you remember back when open hand was the only good one because it had stunning strike?
Yeah.
No, I don't
That
know.
was
But all
Remember
monks
when
have
4
stunning
elements was
strike.
useful? Yeah, me neither.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
College of Swords.
Oh,
Yeah, I
good
think-
lord.
Oh yeah, there's
Probably
that
Astro
new-
Self, Kensei, open hand or something.
There's that
decent.
fucking UA one too, the fucking dragon one.
Yeah, but that's
Dragon.
UA.
The
It
dragon
is,
these
yeah.
balls one.
I usually don't like to use those.
Okay, I'm taking this because you can use your wisdom modifier in place of your strength modifier. And this will save
Yeah,
me, so I'm
you can-
going with the way of the astral self.
You can lift things with your spectral arm.
Lift it with your mind.
I sort of like to have a companion without having a real So, okay, calm.
We're your companions.
Okay. Line,
Your unarmed attacks with your force arms also do force damage, which is kind of insane.
Pretty good. And you can still use, even though they have the extra range, like you can. It says you can use wisdom, so you can still use. In your case, it would still be better to use dexterity for now because your
Yeah, you
dexterity
can
is
still use
higher.
dex.
But like later
Okay.
on, you can basically just put all of your ability score increases into wisdom and do it that way.
Just fucking
okay,
pop
I'm
off.
going with the way of the astral self, since seems to be the most straightforward, and I'm allowed to make mistakes. This is my first monk character. Okay, I'm not changing anything on the level. It just adds things by itself.
Yeah, you do the level plus, and that is Atasha's one, so you should just be able to just like pick that, and it'll pop it in there.
Okay, +1 to everything. You have gained.
Sounds right.
Before leveling, after leveling. +1, +4. Well, it didn't give me any stat increases. Is that
No,
right?
you don't get stat increases
Yeah,
until level
it's the
4.
next level.
Every 4th level.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Apply change. I apologize for.
That's fine.
You're all good.
What are you going with, Fiora?
I was looking at Battle Master maneuver thingies.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Battlemaster's sick.
Battlemaster is the best fighter archetype. For sure.
Echo
Does not
Knight.
mean I'll be choosing useful maneuvers.
Echo Knight.
I mean, all the maneuvers are pretty useful, and they
Yeah,
came up with
they're
a
all
bunch of new
good.
ones.
Yeah, in their own way, I
I
suppose.
think
I'm now in the market for 2 scimitars.
They're mine.
God.
Are
no
you
one
a
share.
strength fighter or a dexterity fighter?
Pretty sure it's strength.
Stray
Okay.
on the
Then
side
no,
of
don't take parry. If you're dexterity fighter, parry is
You can take parry if your dex is like okay. I mean, I would still take
Yeah.
like bait and switch. And please don't take commander strike.
What's wrong with command strike, man? Oh, it always works out so
It
well.
sounded like a pain, so I did not even think about it, honestly.
Good, it's terrible. I mean, all of the stuff that's like you hit a thing and do a cool thing is pretty fun. So like tripping attacks and menacing attacks, those kind of things are always pretty cool.
riposte.
Post is good. Brace is disgusting. Is that what
Why
it's called?
is it disgusting?
When someone gets within your range, like they'll provoke an opportunity attack for entering your range instead of leaving. You spend a maneuver dice.
Trip
believe
attack can be pretty good.
Yeah, trip attack's OP. Spoilers: if you fall prone in the sky and you don't have the ability to ignore that, you fall out of the sky. You could have tripped that mana core straight to the ground. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, all 5 feet.
Poor
You
man.
get, what?
Manticore.
You get 3, right?
Huh?
And
You
if
get
the Manticore
maneuvers?
fell on top of Fiora and squished her,
Well, she was not under it though. She was beside it. I think you get 3. You're right. Or yeah, I think it's 3 maneuvers and 4 dice, not the other way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a battle master guy right now, but he's got like 6 maneuvers because he took the feat and the fighting style. He's got like 6 maneuvers and 6 dice.
Yeah, everything looks. Why is that
That's a
open?
long one.
Yeah, so
Yeah, give it.
Sarah, you also, in addition to your like astral arms, you also got like a couple of base monk things. The key fueled attacks isn't gonna matter for you because your archetype doesn't do action key point things, so that's not really gonna like affect you much. The you gained dedicated weapon, which also really won't won't do much for you because you're not like using you're not really proficient in any weapons that aren't already monk weapons. But you did gain deflect missiles, which is a reaction that you can do. That if something like shoots you or like throws a weapon at you or something, it's something like basically like throws a projectile at you, you can use your reaction to try to deflect it and like reduce the damage.
so if that Manticore were to shoot again its
Mhm.
tail spike, I could have tried and
You could have tried to catch
deflect it.
you could try to
You could have tried to
Catch it
catch
and
it.
throw it back.
Yeah, so
Yes.
if
Is
you
that an option?
If you're just to 0, then you just spend a key point to throw it back at.
Yeah, so yeah, if you basically it's a D10 plus your monk level or something like that, I think. And if you reduce
Plus
it,
your dex.
yeah, plus your dex.
Yeah.
If you reduce it to 0, like if you make the thing do no damage to you, you can catch it and then spend a key point to throw it back, and you treat it as a monk weapon. So you make the attack as a monk weapon, and then it does whatever damage that projectile would have done.
No, it does. It does your monk weapon damage.
Is there a place I can read all of this stuff?
The internet.
The player's
Waiting.
handbook.
Nowhere does it say that it just does your monk weapon damage. You make the attack with the missile.
This counts as a monk weapon for you.
Counts as a monk weapon. That doesn't mean that it. A spear counts as a monk weapon, but it doesn't do a D4 of damage at level 1.
True.
I think it just says that so you could apply your like monk features that matter for like monk weapons to it.
I think that can't say thingy was working better with weapons.
Actually, you know why it says that? I actually know why it says that. It says that so you can use your dexterity or strength when you make the attack. That's why.
Yeah, I thought you had like pretty similar strength and dex. You could definitely just take parry if you like parry. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's fine.
What did you end up taking?
I have no idea if the combination's any decent, but I ended up having menacing attack.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm going to be creepy enough, but hey, whatever. Trip attack, so they can all just grovel at the floor. And for if we ever come across some orcs, I can at least throw their great axes somewhere else with disarming attack.
Yeah, they're pretty standard ones. They're pretty good.
God, that is a very long description.
For blade flourish, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it includes all of your flourishes, slashing, mobile, defensive. They're all in there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, are you gonna get in there and mix it up now?
Sorry?
Are you gonna get in the mix now?
Yeah, man.
You're gonna get in the mix.
I'm gonna get I need to get 2 scimitars first, but then I'll be right in there with you guys, don't worry.
I mean, I would say I would give you my scimitars, but I actually kind of feel like
just let him borrow those daggers.
yeah, he can borrow those 2 daggers from Gordon.
Wow, once again using Gordon's shit.
We'll just get passed around the party over and over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least they're being put to good use so we can remember Gordon while we're at it.
The dagger bard coming at you.
Coming at you live. So,
Don't ever get a feat or just a stat increase next level.
I'm getting a feat.
You can use my short sword. I don't need it anymore.
I do have
Are you
short
sure?
sword
Are you
proficiency
sticking?
actually.
Wait, why don't you want your short sword?
Because now I have psychic.
Oh
God.
no. You're that fucking class. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
What are you doing?
No, she doesn't need your bow anymore either. Here, just give him your bow while you're at it. Give it to or give it.
She's a zealot from StarCraft.
I make blades with my mind. And
My
I
life
throw
for
them.
ire.
My life for ire.
Well, considering scimitars are 25 gold apiece, I might take you up on that short sword offer.
Take it.
Sweet. Thank you.
Do you get a fighting style at this level?
I do.
Yeah. So
So
you
I've
can just do a
taken.
short sword and a dagger.
And then you can go
One of
dual
these-
style fighting.
One of these days, somebody is going to roll for hit points. That's going to be really funny.
Who's
We need to
gonna be?
both.
Nope.
What's
I
it
don't
again?
roll.
We need to both be light.
Imagine
You-
rolling
Didn't you
for
say
hit
it's-
points.
They need to
It's not safe to roll for hit points.
It's not safe, but you know what? Neither is adventuring.
Also, John's not in this group, Brad, so no one's gonna roll for hit points.
Ah, come on. Come on.
How does it? So yeah, how does two weapon fighting work again? Do we need to both be
They
light
both need
in
to
order
be
for you
light.
to?
Yeah, unless you have the
Right.
feat. Unless you have the feat that lets you do it anyways.
They have to both be
I
light.
think short sword and dagger qualify.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it requires your bonus action, so say goodbye to any bardic inspiration in the future.
That's true.
I'll be
yeah.
using it. I'll be using it to deal blade flourishes, man. Don't
Yeah, I
worry
know.
about
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, just don't worry about that. No one. That was the last bardic inspiration you'll ever see.
Nobody's ever going to get bardic. Listen, imagine being the swords bard that doesn't even use their bardic inspiration for the swords bard thing.
Mhm.
They just
But-
don't
So
use
you're
it.
all melee now.
Well, okay, imagine you're not in melee range. You'll have to use the bardic inspiration since you can't use your newly acquired double swords style.
Imagine Friedrich ever hitting an ability.
Talking
Or not
about.
ability, an attack. Sorry, an attack. Like we've never seen you make rolls yet. You're always just making them make saves. I'm just ready for the ones to come.
I poked.
There-
I poked an orc last time.
You
What are
did
talking
poke an
about?
orc one time. You poked an orc a single time.
Thank you. Don't appreciate the slander, Drake.
Was your dex mod?
I have 16 decks.
Okay, yeah, you'll be fine.
Mm. Big question is, do I want to go into medium armor? Probably not.
No.
No.
Don't you have a
probably don't.
rapier?
I do.
Wasn't there an option at the beginning to take a short sword instead?
I mean, do you think far ahead? I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drake has
Anyway, but no.
meticulously planned his character out all the way to level 20, even though he knows that it's not going there.
That's not
okay.
true. I don't plan past level 10 because no one ever plays past that point.
Alright,
You
my
can
character's
get to
done.
level 10.
Huh?
All right, are we all leveled up?
I'm
Yeah.
good.
I don't think he.
Yep.
I don't know if Elise is back.
I am.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Elise.
Hi.
All right. So you have prevailed against a Manticore. You have taken a rest. You have leveled up, and now I guess the choice is it's about halfway. It was basically 10 miles from Vandalin to here through the hills. So it's about like halfway. Halfway through the day, you could either go back to town and report this quest, or you can push on and do the other one.
Let's go back to town.
No, we said we're
Let's
taking them both and
continue.
No, let's go. Let's really go back to town, guys. Come on.
To Nomengard.
No.
what do you need
town!
to use the Why do you need the town for? You want to use the bathroom?
No, I want
He
to
wants
buy
to buy
the
better
scimitar.
weapons.
I want to
You
buy
have
the
a
weapons.
short sword and a dagger. You're fine.
I want a scimitar too. Come
What's wrong with
on.
rapier?
You'll be there when we get back.
Yeah.
We have
There's more
scimitars.
things after this. We can
We
just
have
go and
s-
do this quest.
We have scimitars at home. Scimitars at home. Short sword and dagger.
We still have bardic inspiration.
Get yourself inspired.
Come on.
No, you don't really
Well,
want
you're,
that.
you're out. You're
Alright.
outvoted, James.
I really am.
So,
Play a sad song.
Alexa,
Play sad
play
song.
Despacito.
Guys,
Oh,
come
no.
on! I rolled that 20, guys.
Yeah, you're real
Friedrich-
sad.
Friedrich finishes that short rest. Like, guys, I can now swing swords. Let's go home. I can buy one.
Everyone hands you a weapon.
Oh my god. Alright, fine. Let's go to
Careful so
Nomengard.
everyone doesn't stab you with a weapon while handing it to you.
Alright, let's go Gnome Guard. I hate you all.
Rude.
It's okay. You'll come back to loving us in the process of walking to Gnome Guard.
Who's got the note, by the way, that she gave us?
Ooh, indeed.
I have it. I
You
think.
have the note. Okay. Don't lose it.
Yes, it's very important. The wages, I mean, our payment depends on it. So yes, I'll keep it close.
Good.
All right. So, you guys part ways with Umbridge Hill, and begin making your way further to the south and east, towards the mountains that sort of stand on the outskirts of Phandalin, looking for a place known as Nomengard, where a reclusive cadre of rock gnomes dwell and craft strange magic items, supposedly. So, as you
Supposedly strange or supposedly magical?
yes,
Both.
Supposedly gnomes.
So as
Supposedly gnomes.
but
they are in fact. Yes, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. As you're traveling, you begin to follow a stream uphill to the base of the mountain, where a waterfall erosion has carved out a natural concavity in the into the actual mountain itself. The roaring waterfall creates this cloud of mist as it plunges into a shallow pool of water, within which rise two small islands covered with 2-foot-tall red, green, and purple mushrooms. Several cave openings overlook the pool from rocky ledges 20 to 30 feet above. The mountain blocks any sunlight from reaching this place.
Don't eat the mushrooms,
So-
everyone.
It is
Nice.
quite dark in shadow, basically, as you're kind of arriving at the base of the mountain.
You see Friedrich picking some mushrooms. He seems to know what he's doing.
Oh no.
Okay, don't take any cookies from Frederick.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, my edibles are great. Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry, Friedrich, but I don't want to
That's
eat
dark.
stone. Honestly.
It's so dark. Is it dark, Brad?
Yeah, like I just said, the shadow of the mountain is basically blocking the sun entirely. From
I ignite
here.
a torch.
All right.
One of Gordon's torches.
What are torches?
Oh, Gordon, shit.
They're what, 2020?
2020 sounds right.
Yeah, range 20/40.
I think my dark vision is active, right? It looks like it.
It should be, right? You see a circle of 60
Yeah, I
feet
see.
around.
I see this circle. Yeah.
And you should all now be able to see a little bit around Friedrich as he strikes the torch.
Could someone with a free hand carry this so I can use both my hands to fight?
Sounds
Yeah,
like
sure.
you got. Sounds like, I was just gonna say, it sounds like you got a torch.
You can double hand style fight with a
Wait,
torch.
no, I've got it. I'm
Fight
gonna.
with a short sword and a torch.
Torch.
No, I've got it.
There you go.
I'm gonna hold the torch in my teeth. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'll carry it.
I actually like
sweet.
this
Thank
prank
you,
'cause
Nona.
He can't say crazy things when he's got a torch in his mouth.
I give
so
the
it's
torch to
perfect.
Nona. All right, let's rock.
No.
Oh,
Wait, are you trying to be Zoro from One Piece, fighting free sword style?
No.
That's the true sword bard.
Brad, when I play, is there a loud echo all around us?
When you play your song, it is mostly just drowned out by the massive, loud sounds of a waterfall crashing from high above. And in fact,
Play
as you're
louder.
getting close, at this point, you basically have to shout to each other to be heard over the sound of this crashing waterfall.
This sounds like a great point to have a monster come over.
Also, Brad,
Hmm?
these are rock gnomes or Sverfniblin? I actually missed that word.
They are rock gnomes.
Okay.
So,
Hope these gnomes like to rock.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
can't actually.
see
This
it.
You'll
here,
definitely
you
be a
can't,
hit
you
with
can't
them.
actually see up into the cave. This is a 30-foot
Okay,
tall
cool.
like ledge. You'd have to like climb up it basically.
That's
So
fine.
looking through the area now, that there's like a little bit of light shining, and those of you with dark vision, you can see there appears to be 5 separate like ledges that lead into the caves. The 4 of them, one to the west, and then like the 3 sort of clustered to the southeast, are all just basically like cliffs. Basically, they're climbable, but they're basically like pretty like heavy slopes. The one across the stream on the east has like a little footpath that kind of like leads up it. Uh-oh, angry Doge.
But
He's
you said
barking
this
at
like,
thunder.
you said the stream is like heavy, like it's flowing pretty fast, right?
No, it's pretty shallow actually.
Oh, okay, it's just loud.
It's just very loud because of the waterfall like echoing.
I guess
through
our
this
bard
cavern.
can get these shrooms.
No, stop the
Um,
bard.
All right, are we needing to cross the water here?
Yeah, I'll just go jump across this water.
As I walk across, Brad, I will use shape water to staunch the flow and make it easier on myself.
All right. So, as you begin to
Can you help
do
me
that,
too?
Sure, I'll do it for you too if
you're
you
what,
follow
you're
behind
using
me.
that to. That's the one that like lets you make it into ice or whatever, right?
Oh,
Well, I can use it
Sorry.
to also change its direction. So since it's going, I don't know, this way, I suppose I'll like push it so it's going that way while I cross, just so that it's not so
Sure.
forceful.
It wouldn't really be forceful enough anyways, but yeah, you do that.
Hey, I got the cantrip, let me use it.
I like the idea of making the bridge of ice, but yeah.
Fine, I make
Finally,
a bridge
your
of ice, Daffy.
heritage comes into use or becomes useful.
That's racist.
Ow.
Well, he's a water genasi. He's
Well,
supposed to have an affinity for water or something like
He's
that.
got a swim speed. He could breathe underwater. He could just fly, like, swim around in there, and be fine. But it's fine. Yeah. Wait, this is the part we walk up right here.
Yeah, it's a very narrow footpath that kind of like leads up
It's
that ledge.
Incredibly gnome-sized. I am
It is
incredibly
quite-
not
It's
gnome-sized.
quite gnome-sized, yes.
How tall is this ledge?
30 feet in total, up to the top where you see the cavern entrance.
it'll work out some kind of way.
Yeah, you don't have to make like
Yep.
a check or anything climbing up the
Okay,
footpath. It's
cool.
just narrow. So you like have to like, shimmy across it basically.
Sug is very worried about his weight breaking it at some point. He's just like,
Frederick, you're good at shimmying by this point.
Master Shimmy.
All right, and everybody begins climbing up. So as you get up to the top, Sug, I guess you are in the front. You can see there's like it's basically like so just a general gist basically of the features of this place. The ceilings are all about like 7 foot tall. So like Sug, you're basically just like it's like almost like head level. Like you could like tiptoe and the top of your head will touch the ceiling. I don't think you don't see any like doors or anything like that. There is okay. You actually notice that let me actually just turn this on because as you get to the top, you realize that these caves all seem to be lit by what appear to be like hanging oil lanterns that are casting light through the caves. So now you can see again, hopefully, if I turn this on. Bam. You should all be able to see now.
Let there be light.
All right, yeah, and so on your left-hand side, as you're passing through, you see in this chamber, you can see basically like around the corner what appears to be like a dining room like table of some sort. There's like a table and some chairs and whatnot arrayed out in there. Very tiny table and chairs. They are all sized for small people.
Hello!
There's a one cat. As you like shout, like your shouting basically gets like drowned out because now that you're like in this like narrow like sequence of caves, the actual like the effect of it is actually just amplifying the sound of the waterfall to like absurd levels.
Where are you guys going?
Looks like everybody's
Did we leave
going
Sug
up to
behind?
the north.
Boring.
Sug went over a different way. Sug, are you? Why don't you all just stop right there for a moment. Sug, you're proceeding this way.
Sorry. I was muted. I was going to say because like down this path, like we saw a bridge down there, so I was trying to go towards where that was, but everyone
went the other way.
Come
Yeah,
back.
so as you're
something
going
interesting.
that way, like you see everybody
He's
like
like-
clearly walking the other.
He's like,
Okay, I
yeah.
come back and drag Sug by the hand to come with us.
But I think what you see basically as you like you get to the corner, right, and you like notice everybody's like leaving you. But around that
Yeah.
corner, you do see basically something interesting. So as you're like peering around the corner to like turn there, you notice that there is like what appears to be like this platform bolted to the floor of the room that basically has 4 like heavy crossbows like mounted on it on each sort of cardinal direction, and it looks as though the platform is like circular and sort of like built onto some sort of like strange contraption almost. You notice that each of the crossbows has what looks like this kind of almost I guess like for simple terms, it's like a big old like like a machine gun, right? It's got like bolts that are like kind of like trailing off of it, like a machine gun basically. And you can see that like there is a chair like mounted above the crossbows about like 6 feet up in total, and there's a gnome like sitting in it with like goggles like turned over, and he seems to be like tinkering with it somewhat. He doesn't quite like notice you, and this is as you like peer around the corner basically. And then
I guess
Asha is
we'll
like
back to
tugging you
Asha.
back, or yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, there's a gnome over there.
They
This is
can't
not
hear us.
Yeah, unless you
I
like
mean-
shout super loudly, they won't hear you talking.
Yeah, but we're
Yeah,
supposed
just
to find
startle the
them, right?
gnome.
Yeah, startle the gnome with the machine gun crossbow.
Okay,
Yeah, I
but
mean, I
we-
guess.
Wait. Is our party separated at this point?
Yep. Come get
Why
us.
did we go?
I guess the question is, Nona, are you waiting? Are you waiting patiently, or are you just pushing on ahead?
What is this? Is a door?
It's a door, yeah. It's like a wooden door, basically. I think it's basically normal. It's a wooden door fitted with rusty iron handles and hinges. Yep, that's it. Just a regular old wooden door.
Can I open the door?
Let me just double check. I believe that this door is open. Yes. Yeah. So it is unlocked. So you may, in fact, open the door.
I'd like to open the door.
And as you open the door, you suddenly basically hear what appears to be like shouting back and forth, various different creatures in the room. As you notice, basically, you walk into what appears to be a kitchen that has been furnished with gnomes in mind. So everything is close to the floor or readily reachable by tugging on these sort of overly complicated rope and pulley mechanisms that are scattered around. You see 5 gnomes in total. One of them, you see a female gnome using a fire poker, basically to stoke the flames of this hot iron stove against the east wall. There's a male gnome who's using this sort of press contraption to squeeze one of those like big red mushrooms that you saw on the island, and it's like squeezing, and as it's doing this, it's like draining into a flask, and it almost looks like oil is being squeezed out of this mushroom. It's kind of like this yellowish liquid pouring into this flask. There's another female gnome that is standing on top of a low table using this sort of like really strange looking metallic rolling pin to like knead this like greenish dough. And you see there are what appears to be like the severed caps of several big green mushrooms like spread around her. There's a male gnome that is like basically forming the dough that she's kneading into loaves of like green bread. And you can see that he's got his like tongue sticking out and is like very carefully shaping each loaf like a master sculptor would shape like a statue, basically. Very particular about it. And lastly, there's another female gnome who's just like sort of teetering on a stool as she's stuffing this big purple mushroom into a barrel. And I think
we just stumble into a potion counterfeiting operation.
Mushroom jelly?
But yeah,
Hi.
so they just opening the door, they wouldn't notice you obviously due to the sound. But I think they all like sort of like perk up a bit because suddenly the room is filled with the sound of the waterfall. The doorway kind of like blocked it out, but as it opens, it like fills once more with the sound of the waterfall, and they all turn in sequence. The one that was like teetering on the stool actually sort of like loses her balance and like falls and like tumbles to the ground a little bit, startled, dropping this like purple mushroom sort of onto the ground. And I guess they sort of like look at each other, and then like one of them like reaches down and like grabs like a wand or something like that, and is like, "Who's there?" and like shouts like really loudly.
Hi. Is this Nomengard?
And sort of says, "Yes, but who are you people? You don't belong here. You don't look like gnomes, unless did you screw up an experiment again or something?"
Sounds like
No,
conflict
we're
speak.
we're here from Phandalin, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're here from Phandalin.
We're from the Adventurers Guild.
See, "Fanda, what now? The Adventurers Guild." And he says,
They asked us to come here.
and yeah, the two a couple of the gnomes like look at each other, and it's like, interesting. We haven't heard anything about that, but what do we know? We just run the kitchens. And it says, well, I mean, if you're here, I don't know why you're here, but if you're here, you could speak to Fibblestib or Dabbledob in the workshop. They know more about these sorts of things. Why are you here again?
Can you point the way to the workshop?
And yeah, he just sort of like points
Please?
kind of like back the way you came. It's like, it's just that hall. You make a right and then a left, and you travel down. Watch the contraptions, and he basically gives you this like complex series of like back and forth turns down this like twisting cavern. But you do manage to pick out like the phrase like, the other side of the bridge.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so you're not entirely like sure about the directions, but you do know it's probably like on the other side of this divide.
Nice people.
And they just
All
like they
right.
go back
We'll
to
just
like
turn back.
working basically.
I think you said it was. Oh, hi, guys.
Hey guys, where did you get off
as
to?
As you're leaving, one is like, "No, fine, it's fine. I'll just get the door behind you. It's fine. It's all right. Yeah, yep."
Blasted adventurers have no manners.
I think you said it was this way.
We gotta get across the bridge.
Oh, did you meet someone? You got directions?
So, as you're
Yeah.
like stepping around into this hallway, Sug, and you like turn over and like see more into this room.
He's kind of like waving his hand to try to get the attention of this guy.
Yeah, so you're like waving your hand or whatever, trying to get the attention of him, and like the gnome, like you can see, is like bashing on something with like the end of the hammer, and you notice like the platform is sort of like shifting like wildly, almost like back and forth, sort of spinning around, like kind of like seemingly at random, and you notice that like smoke starts to like pour up from like some of the gears and stuff, and he's like, oh no, that's not supposed to, oh god, duck. And I am going to have everybody roll for initiative as the auto loading crossbow platform goes
initiative?
haywire.
You'll see. Soon
Yells.
enough.
Something tells me we're gonna have
Oh,
to destroy his pet project. God damn it, Drake. It's gonna happen
Free
again.
doll.
I mean,
Something tells me the first thing we fight after level 3 is not susceptible to psychic.
Well, we could have come here at level 1 though, remember?
So this is a D rank quest. This is easier than the C rank.
No,
quest.
I just mean, as soon as I get this, I probably can't use it.
Oh, right.
I forgot to delete your old.
'Cause I don't
What
know,
type
psychic
of-
damage hurts things that don't have brains.
True. And you gave away your short sword too.
So I'm just purging your old.
And I'm glad I have this short sword.
But I don't know if Nona knows. Probably try any.
That's fair.
I'll just roll using this.
How did she develop her psychic abilities just now?
Well, it runs in the family.
Oh,
She's had them, she's just not figured out how to weaponize.
they're latent. She's a late bloomer.
Yep.
She saw her
So-
aunt do it once. She's been trying to figure it out. She finally thinks she's got it.
After that short rest, she was just like, oh, now I know. At the same time, Friedrich's like, I can fight with swords now.
Yeah, so Friedrich, you hear this like shout like ringing out through the hallway, but you're currently like cramped sort of in the middle of everybody at the back, but you can like hear the like panicked shout coming from like in front. What do you do?
Oh, wait, I'm
It's
first.
you,
right.
yes.
Yes.
It
Well-
is you.
I can't make it through everyone's squares, I don't think. That'd be 20.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I could actually. It would take my whole movement, but 20, and that would be 30.
How do you do that multiple segment thingy again?
Right click.
Q.
There we go.
Or right click.
All right, Brad. I push forward from out of my way as I have my short sword and dagger drawn, and I guess I arrive here. What am I seeing?
Yeah, so that'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you have the dash to get into the room. Yeah, so you see, basically there is what appears to be like a circular platform, like mounted on some sort of like gear assembly that is like bolted to the floor and is currently just like spinning wildly like back and forth in random directions. There is like 4 heavy crossbows like mounted to it, pointing in different directions. But basically, like I said, have this like machine gun kind of like bolts. I don't even know what the fuck it's called, but you know what it is. Like bolts trailing off of it.
An
And
ammo belt.
there's
Oh,
like
nice.
there's a gnome sort of like sat in this like chair with a bunch of like levers surrounding them, and they are currently like wildly like pulling at levers that are like smoking and sparking and like obviously like have lost control of this thing, and they're just like shouting like, "Get out of the way, duck! Move!"
I'm like, I turn to Sugden and it's like, alright, I think you have to smash this thing, bro. And I'll give you a bardic.
To me?
As a
You're
bonus,
telling me I
yeah.
need to smash this thing? Oh, okay.
As a bonus action since I had to dash.
All right.
Gotcha.
Asha.
Hmm. Can I just snipe the driver of this thingy?
Well,
He's not controlling
yeah,
it.
he does not seem to be in control right now. The machine has a life of its own.
I don't want to change of that.
Good, don't.
I know, right? Well, trusty darts to the rescue. Can I use my key for anything useful? I don't want to dash. I don't
not-
want to do it. Not at this point, right?
Not current. I mean, you
You
could
can use
summon.
your
You could
keys to
summon your arms. Yeah, they last for like 10 minutes or whatever. But there's nothing. There's no enemies within range to do the attack on when you do that. Because like you get to do an attack against every enemy within like 10 feet or whatever when you do that. So you wouldn't
Oh,
get.
right. It says they must succeed at dexterity saving throw or team
Yeah.
force.
Basically, when you summon the fists, they just like sort of like randomly flail out around you and like hit everything within a 10-foot radius. And probably scream.
No, my fists are better behaved than that.
You can choose who they hit.
Yeah, they don't. They only hit hostile creatures, basically. I think.
It says
I
of your
don't know.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also don't know
15.
if this thing is hostile or a creature.
Yeah.
Actually, yes. Do we know if it's going to attack us?
All you know
Or
right
is it
now
just
is that the thing is a bunch of crossbows mounted on a thing, and it's just going haywire.
Yeah, it's spinning around. It is likely that it's going to fire bolts. The probably best option is just to get out of the room. But
Yeah, that's what I was.
then we'd be leaving the gnome to his situation.
Why don't
and
we just
also
pull the
Frederick.
gnome into the hallway and then just run away?
It's an option.
You could try. Although you see the gnome is currently working feverishly trying to fix whatever is going on.
I doubt us smashing the thing is going to make him very happy.
I mean, I'll tell you what Slug is going to try to do. Slug is going to try to just hold it down, like hold the thing from because it's spinning. He's just going to try to hold it in place, like the whole aperture.
Hey, you hold the device. I grab the gnome. We run. How's that for a plan?
I was going to try to hold it so he can fix it. But if you want to do that, yeah.
Just make a huge body pile on top of it so it can't move anymore.
And we turn into a huge pile of body parts in the process? No thanks.
True. That is a good point. But I was thinking more like one holds the top and one holds like, I don't know, whatever like spinning thingy it's on.
What if it explodes?
We die! And we'll have more character sheets to fill.
Well, we're level 3 now. I don't think we'll die.
From an explosion.
Mhm.
Right in front of your nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll get your eyebrows
I mean, I
stained.
guess it depends on how big the explosion is.
It'll just sting a little. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll just think a little. Everything will be fine.
Okay, what do we need to do?
How many hit points do
And
you
then
have,
we can decide
Nona?
about-
What?
What's your max hit points?
18.
18? Really?
What's my P?
No, I was just asking to make sure it was right on the character sheet.
Hey, what is your con mod? Nothing.
All right, well, so Asha, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
You-
Do you want to stay put for now, or do you want to go into the room or go somewhere else?
We don't have a lot of time to sit around and deliberate. Make a decision on what you would do.
Yep.
I'm perfectly happy to stay where I am, thank you.
Okay.
I see no point in exposing myself to danger at this moment in time.
A valid course of action. All right then, Nona, it is your go.
Would this be something akin to a trap that I could possibly disable with Thieves' Tools?
You can certainly make an attempt at it. I would say Thieves' Tools are probably not the particular thing of choice. It would be like a secondary thing, so you'd probably be doing it at disadvantage, but you could still make the attempt.
That's fine. I'll try. Dex or int?
I think this would be a dexterity. Because you're trying to, like, yeah.
I will use... Side bolstered knack to add a d6.
Okay.
15?
With a 15, as you're getting in there, at first you're like really struggling. You're just trying to like jam up the mechanism or whatever to like stop it from spinning around like crazy, and you're getting like frustrated because it's just like moving and stuff. And so you reach out and basically there's like a sudden moment where the machine just stops just long enough for you to like get in there and like kind of jam it up a little bit. You don't manage to completely disable it, but you have for this round basically prevented it from doing something.
Would you consider that to be a success?
Yeah. So that would be a success. You were going to fail and accomplish nothing,
Right.
but
It's just it only uses up the die if it's actually succeed.
yeah. So that makes it a success.
Okay.
This is one of those things where there's like degrees of success, basically.
Right.
So
Right.
that's your action. You still have a bonus action. But if not, then it is the.
Yeah, I don't think I
Yeah.
can.
Dash and run away into cover.
Yeah, sure. I'll bonus action dash. Corner.
Okay. Sounds good. Obviously, does not get an attack of opportunity against you or anything. All right. So the gnome is going to attempt to try to fix this thing. Nope. You just see it like bashing at the control console at this point, just like trying everything, just like getting it to stop, and it's just refusing. So that means that the machine basically malfunctions. Luckily for you, Nona's quick tinkering has stopped it from spinning around, and thus you only face danger from one of the crossbows that is currently facing towards you, Sug, as it is unable to spin to like direct more at you. So, it is going to make an attack against you.
What's the gnome doing in the meantime? Is he contactable?
failed.
Can we shout to him?
Yeah, you
He's
can.
not a
you can.
hostile.
You can say something. The gnome doesn't appear to be hostile. It's just like in a panic, trying to like fix this thing. You're not even sure if it actually like realizes you're there. It was just like because like I said, he's wearing like goggles and it's like inside of this sort of like cockpit almost. So you're not even sure if it's aware that you're there. All right, so a d20 plus that, a 17. So the crossbow bolt sinks into your shoulder, dealing you 8 points of piercing damage. And then you see like the mechanism like smoke and sparks are like building off of it, and you hear like this horrible like shearing noise as whatever like Nona like jammed in there to like keep it from spinning like snaps and breaks and gets like churned up inside of the mechanism. Theron. At the very back. Unfortunately, there's a lot of your friends in the way.
All right. Well, can I just like move, say something, and then move? Do you mind?
Yeah, you can say like short things on your turn.
Can
You can't.
the dwarf hear me if I shout really, really, really loudly?
Yeah, if
The
you like
gnome.
shout basically at the top of your lungs, the gnome will probably be able to hear you.
All right. So Farron shouts extremely loudly, and basically is just like, "Do you think you can fix this thing?"
Yeah, I think you hear like a voice just like shouting in panic, and it's just like, yes, maybe, I don't know. Who do you think I am? I'm trying. Who are you? So I use 25 feet of your movement basically to squeeze past Nona and Asha. So you have like 5
Alright,
feet
well.
left to like go. You still have an action. That doesn't cost you like an action or anything.
I mean, I don't really have much to do, so
Alright, yeah, you can just
I'm good.
step there. All right.
Unless someone else wants to use that space, I guess. Then I can just go over here.
Sure. Sug. Got a bolt sticking out of your shoulder now.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over here and I'm gonna try to hold this thing in place so that it can't move.
Okay. Make a, I guess athletics.
Sure, it's the same as my strength. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
to me. Can I actually just hold my action till basically the start of this round and ask Frederick if he can use the help action to help me do it?
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Fine. Yeah. So can I like ready my action to do that and then ask him to help?
Yeah, I would say you can coordinate that if that's what Friedrich wants to do.
By the way, where is Frederick?
He's
In
right
the
In
there.
the room.
In the room.
In the room.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't know
I
how I feel about
offer-
this vision thing.
I offer a help action to Sug.
You do know you're right in front of a crossbow, right?
I
I mean-
recommend standing. You wanted to diagonal.
I use another 5 feet to go up here and offer the help action to Sug.
Well, you wouldn't be able to help him with the task if you're in the corner like that. You have to, if
Yeah,
you
well-
want to help him
this
stop
thing.
moving the thing, you have to be next to the thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't have to
you
be next to
5 feet
Sug.
of me. Yeah, you were fine in the square you were in.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll move here and do it.
That's fine.
Sure.
Okay.
Open up room for
We'll
other
do
people.
it.
So I would
And-
just like to say that this, like, gnome did not pick a smart place to start
You have a
building a
bardic.
weapon.
Oh, your
It
bardic
literally
sucks.
has vision on, like, both hallways.
Yeah, I think that's the point, is to murder.
I mean, probably, but maybe not do that.
Are you
Um,
thinking these inventor types have forethought? Please.
So with
True.
a 17, as you both like go in there, like struggling against this machine, basically that's twisting and turning wildly, you kind of like dig your heels in deep and like grunt with all your might. But this thing, it's like, you know, it's trying to stop like a moving engine, right? Like it's just more than your like physical mortal body can really cope with at the moment, and you are unable to stop it.
Cool.
Asha.
Not cool. Mm.
You now have
Can
a
I
clear...
try to throw a dagger at, well, not my dagger, but a sharp thingy and jam it again? Seeing as Nona has been so successful. Or it just does damage.
Yeah, I mean, you could just attack it to deal damage. If you wanted to try to like jam it like Nona did, you would have to like actually move up to it, and if you have thieves tool proficiency, it would be.
I don't think I have any.
Otherwise, yeah, you'd just be making an attack roll. Which, I mean, destroying the thing is also a valid way of stopping it. That's for sure.
I'll try. Why am I a monk? Throwing things. Oh, that's sad. Okay, let's see what it did.
A 14 hits whatever this construct is, and it deals 5 points of piercing damage. So basically, like it like goes in there and like severs like a wire or something like that, but doesn't seem to like fully cause it to stop functioning. Whatever it wasn't like essential to the function of the machine, but it has like damaged it somewhat. And then if that's all, if you wanted to like move or anything, like move into the room or anything like that, otherwise it'll be Nona's turn.
No, I don't want to.
Okay. Then it is Nona's
Like-
turn.
Move in and offer the help action to the gnome.
Okay. Yeah, so you move in there and basically just like shout and start trying to like help from this side, like fix what the hell's going on with it. All right, so then the gnome is going to make their check. What is it?
Does every character have a help action?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the basic actions. Now there are some times where I would say like you can't help somebody unless like you have a specific proficiency. Like if they're doing something specific, like you would have to also know how to do that thing to help them. There are some things that you can just always help with. And then there are some things like where you have to actually like contribute something helpful. Like you have to actually like if you're having a conversation, you're trying to help somebody like convince somebody else. Like you have to actually add something helpful in that situation to be able to do it. But anyways, the
Okay,
gnome
I see.
is going to make their check at advantage. And unfortunately, sort of flub it some more.
Okay.
You see, just sort of like is just hitting the console and like hits this button, and it's just like, uh-oh, I shouldn't have done that. And the machine just starts whirling like crazy, like in a circle, and you just hear it. You hear the gnome just like shouting basically as it's being like flung around in this chair, like like spinning like crazy. And then the you hear like the twing of crossbow bolts going out. And let me see here. There are 4 valid targets So I'm rolling a d4 twice. So 3 is going to be Sug, and 1 is going to be Nona. Bolts go flying off towards you.
Let's see about nat 20.
So we'll do Nona against you. 23
Ow. Yeah, that'll hit.
for 6 points of damage. And then Sug,
That's a third of
that
HP.
one misses. You duck out of the way. Theron. Yeah, you hear the gnome shouting, like, it's like, I'm starting to feel more and more and more like perhaps that I am not going to be able to fix this thing.
Should we destroy it or run?
I would prefer if you didn't destroy it, but I mean, if needs must, I'm sure I can fix this eventually. I mean, you know, the bolts, if they break, it's fine. I don't know. It's up to you. Run on ahead if you want. What do you do, Theron?
I will first try to help Sug and Friedrich out to actually just, like, stop this thing from moving all over the place.
The good old trust square.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super flanking. All right, so you're going to go give the help action basically to whoever wants to.
Yeah.
Try to stop the thing.
We've achieved the optimal flanking position.
Okay, you people hold the thing. I drag the dwarf. The gnome. We run.
He's fine there.
Just
He's...
leave it to. You do know, like,
At that point, we should just literally just, like, destroy the machine and just walk away.
We do still kind of need to go this way.
So,
Like,
I mean, that would also kind of be valid because, like, it's only got. It seems to be like reloading itself automatically, but it's only got so many shots on each like belt, basically. So like it'll run out of
Everyone,
bullets
just dodge.
eventually.
What if I just can I just
Let's
cut? Cause,
just-
like there's a crossbow belt hanging there. Can I just cut the belt off?
That would be considered because it's like spinning around like so wildly. It would be like
Oh, okay.
way too difficult to like actually make a attack like that. You'd basically just have to be smashing the machine at that point.
Okay. Can I actually use I technically have Smith's tools, I guess. I do have proficiency in Smith's tools, and I have the item. So can I like, I don't know, like hammer like a metal spike, like a piton or something inside of like an area on the thing so that it will stop moving, like inside one of its joints or something.
Yeah, you can certainly attempt that. I would say it would probably be a I mean, I'm not really sure the Smith's tools necessarily are really like applying too much in this situation.
Hammer
It's-
equals Smith's
Hammer equals Smith's tool. You're not really doing what they're intended to do, right? You're just like banging something
Yeah.
in there. I would still think that
Yeah,
would still
exactly.
probably just be a strength check,
That's fine. I just have the tool. I figure I'd use it.
and you would have advantage. 'cause,
He's very strong.
Theron is helping.
Yeah. Nice. A 9 is good.
okay. Okay.
Oh, Friedrich.
You know, I'm just gonna attack the thing at this point.
Let's just get out of here.
Okay. Is it possible to extract the gnome? I mean, it's whirring around very quickly, so I don't think so.
I mean, he's not in any danger.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, the gnome's not gonna get shot by the crossbow. It's probably gonna be dizzy and like throwing up all over the place at the end of this, but otherwise fine.
Alright. Get out of here then, fair enough. Fridge's like, alright. Duck around under here. So I will, I suppose, disengage. I don't know if it has opportunity attacks, but I'm not risking it.
No, it doesn't. They're crossbows. They don't.
Oh,
damn
hey.
thing.
All right.
I moved down here, Brad.
Asha.
Key point dash. How's that?
You don't have to use
You
the
don't
key
have
point.
to use a key point. 'cause
Not
it's
using your action.
Yeah, you can action dash. 5,
Yeah, you
10,
got like a million moves
15,
speed.
20,
You just be
25,
gone.
30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Yeah, you can be into the next like stratosphere basically. I'll just drag you over to where the Friedrich is. Run up behind him.
Stop.
Okay.
She can go past him,
Okay.
right, to create space for.
Yeah, like you could do like run past or whatever, and get up to about there. All right.
Good luck, man.
Nona.
Okay, I lost that dart. I imagine.
Yeah, that one's gonna be a little bit tough to
Dash.
recover.
Okay, you're a monk. You can
Dash.
punch people.
All right, Rock Gnome, you've
I
got.
haven't done a lot of punching lately.
Time to change that.
Too late. I'm out of range.
All right. So at this point, you see that the gnome seems to be making progress in like slowing the machine. It hasn't quite like fixed it completely, but it does seem to be like a controlled spin now, as opposed to just like the wild like spinning around like crazy that it was before. So it is slowed down somewhat, but unfortunately not enough to prevent it from getting a stray shot off at either Theron on a 1 or Sug on a 2.
Shoot me, daddy.
It will.
Ooh woo.
Oh my
Ew.
god.
Ew, ew.
Oh,
Ooh, 7 points of damage.
No big deal.
Theron. Everybody's.
Well,
leaving at
I'm
this
sure
point.
this machine will calm down at some point.
Or
So
run
you
out of
also better
bullets.
run. See ya!
Yeah, you
This
can
is a
still
rent
run.
corner. Good
we
enough.
are a bunch of cowards.
And Sog, are you
I mean,
like
what are we
just
gonna do?
running basically?
Where is everyone? Oh, they're so in
They've
the way.
run, yeah.
I could.
You can dash and get past them.
I was gonna give them help action, but I'll just dash. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. At this point, as you all just like run out of the hallway, initiative is over. You can hear like the sounds of like screaming and like whirring machinery behind you still, but you have successfully escaped from the.
Let's
the
just
danger.
keep walking.
You hear the occasional like plink of bolts just slamming against the wall.
He'll be
Right.
fine.
He'll be.
Unpleasant.
Yeah, so I think basically as you're getting to this this intersection, you see there's like a couple of different directions that you can go. We're pretty up against the time right now, so I think this is probably a good place to end things off for this week.
Sure. Before we go on hiatus, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself, I guess, just to be a little more HP. Talk.
Sure thing. And actually, I think as a final thing, as you cast that spell, can you roll for me a d20?
I refuse.
Nope.
13. Oh fuck. I dropped the pen.
So as you cast that spell, you sort of like feel the wounds like close up, and then you notice like there's some sort of residual magic or something that's not expected. Like your normal like, what does your like cure wounds basically like look like normally? Your hand is just like glow or whatever, and you like touch it, or is it something specific like?
This is like a faint gray glow.
Okay, yeah. So you notice that the faint gray glow suddenly begins to like shift into bright sort of like pastel colors, and then it just like floats up off of your hand, and now there are a number of these tiny like insubstantial like motes of light basically like circling you constantly that are shedding bright light around you.
It's quite odd.
Interesting.
Okay, Sug, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't really know what's going on with that.
Some sort of like spontaneous
Working as intended?
magical effect.
Not by me.
At least it's pretty.
I haven't
Sam's
seen
disco lights return.
I haven't seen something like that since that weekend, like years ago.
And
Were mushrooms involved?
Some.
And I think that is where we shall end things off. But before we go, as is the case, we must decide for next week who would like to do.
Who wants to do the
session
recap?
Recap for inspiration.
We didn't use it this time either, did we?
Nope.
I'll do
No.
the recap. It's fine.
All right, Drake
will do it.
will be in charge of the recap. I will type it here.
I'm alive this time. My character was there, so I'm allowed to do it. I wasn't allowed to do it last time.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Theme pride.
so with that, we will see you all next week, same time, same place, and until then.